It's a competitive market, and we have to be as quick making parts as we possibly can. And by doing that, we keep the machines running all day. They're continually running, they never stop. We run our machines 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We've been buying Matsuuras continually for 48 years now. And really, the same rules apply. We're looking for reliability, we're looking for accuracy, and we're looking for automation.
So Neil, Leemark Engineering have a fascinating history that goes back quite a long way, don't they?
Yeah, Leemark was started by our father in 1967, and he was mainly a toolmaker making tools for the press tool industry. Very quickly switched over to be subcontract machinists, and we're very proud to say that we actually made the very first CT scanners for EMI, brain scanners for EMI here at Leemark. And that really how we transitioned into the aerospace and pharmaceutical industries.
Yeah, so you've had a really strong history making complex machinery and complex components just from day one.
I think that's Leemark's thing. We make the most complicated components, very accurate, lots of tight limits, and that is really where we fit into the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to talk about the components you make nowadays and some really interesting projects you've had in aerospace, in special purpose helicopters and stuff like that. Before we get into that, you've had a long history with Matsuura with your father as well, haven't you?
Yeah, our father had the foresight. He bought the first Matsuura, his first Matsuura in 1977. It was actually the first Matsuura into the UK and the second into Europe. He bought it for the reasons that he was looking for reliability, accuracy, and really that technology advantage of automation.
Absolutely, and moving forwards with maintaining quality with new kinds of machinery, you now move into pallet-loaded Matsuura machinery. Now, what difference does it make to have a pallet-loaded Matsuura machine like the MX-330 we've got behind me?
Well, I mean, you're gifted the accuracy, but what you're getting is the automation now. The way we use our MX-330 is we have two components set on there at any given time. We might be setting one. We make really complicated parts, very, very tight limits geometrically and dimensionally. Sometimes they can take a very long time to set, and they can take a long time to inspect and pass off as a first off. While we're passing that off, meanwhile we're running a component that is running on there, and we run that all night until such time as the other component gets passed off, and then we continue with that one.
And when you say it takes a long time to set, how long are we talking? What exactly are you doing in that setting process?
We are an aerospace sector, and we typically only make like 25 off, but they're very complex parts, and we can spend 10, 12 hours setting a machine, and we do that during the daytime and then run during the night time.
Absolutely, and you mean changing tooling packages, you mean making sure the work holding is accurately held, holding the workpiece in place?
I mean, absolutely. We think nothing of putting 50 new tools up on our carousel to make a component that perhaps is the first time we've ever made it. We might only revisit that component in 6 months' time. So we're continually taking tools down, putting tools up.
And what does it mean for the business now that rather than just having one bed, even with a 5-axis, for example, with it's hand-loaded, you can now have jobs set up ready to go whilst you're getting a complex first off done?
Well, it's a competitive market, and we have to be as quick making parts as we possibly can. And by doing that, we keep the machines running all day. They're continually running, they never stop. We run our machines 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and that's only possible with a pallet-loaded machine like the
Absolutely.
MX-330.
Yeah, the built-in pallet loader is perfect for Leemark and the way we approach making our parts.
And I love the variety of components you've got around here. One thing I find really fascinating as well, there's a big project that you did recently, making lots of complex components in a really short time scale. What was that project, and how did the MX-330 help you?
So we were approached by an existing customer to assist them with a proof of concept military helicopter. We only had 4 weeks to do it in, and it had to fly at Riyadh and Farnborough. We produced 38 different components, ranging from 1s off to 40 offs. We actually had a design engineer on site, and he was designing it and making changes. And with the MX-330, we had 10 different parts running on 10 different pallets. And during that process, we were running the volume at night time and producing the first offs during the day. And basically without the MX-330, I don't think we would ever have achieved that project in 4 weeks, and we did it, and it flew at Farnborough.
And you met with a bit of resistance when you were trying to embark on this project. Someone thought it wasn't even possible.
Yes, well, I mean, Leemark thought it's possible. We knew we had to work weekends, we knew we had to work into the night, but we knew we had the capability within our workshop, and mainly down to the Matsuuras and the MX-330 in particular. We knew we could achieve it, and we did. And yeah, absolutely, we proved the doubters wrong.
And now you've invested in a second MX-330 this year from Matsuura. What is it about the pallet loading that's so attractive, and how does it fit in where Leemark Engineering want to go for the future?
Look, the Matsuuras are very accurate, yeah, and as the parts we make become more and more complex, so do the dimensional tolerances and the geometric tolerances. We are in a temperature-controlled environment, but the Matsuura does what it says on the tin. It basically will machine your components to the size and the dimensions that are required. And we found we were putting every component through the first MX-330, and it was overloaded. We needed a second one to be able to stay competitive and produce parts to the accuracy that required.
What is it about the competitive landscape that means that you need to keep adopting more automation?
This is a very, very competitive marketplace, a subcontract engineering marketplace. We do make very complicated components, and I think that you need to be able to run all weekend, 24 hours a day, to get those prices down, to convince our customers that they're getting good value for money, along with the accuracy they're getting. A lot of our customers believe in us because we've got Matsuuras. They understand what the machines are capable of, and it is a very high selling point for Leemark that we've got Matsuuras on our shop floor.